And we are live. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky here with TechBlood Solutions. Welcome to our Nvidia 2024 earning report live stream. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. We have Nvidia's earnings being pulled up right on over here. This is the market's expectation. I'm going to give it just probably 2 minutes before kind of getting into it. I've already made a video talking about the market's expectation. But I'm going to do it again. I just want people to start tuning on in. Once you see me and once you can hear me, please let me know in the live chat. So thank you for everyone that's tuning on in live. Again, if you ever want to tune on into any of these live streams, all you literally have to do is subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications so YouTube notifies you when it is that I go live. So we also had the FOMC, the Fed minutes released today at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And we saw some market volatility present itself during that time. So it's going to be interesting to see in the next 5 minutes how the market reacts shortly after this report. So Nvidia is closing 2.84% down on the day as of right now. Yesterday, I don't know if you guys were aware of this, but yesterday's pullback on Nvidia was the biggest market cap loss in Nvidia's history. First off, Nvidia was never worth this much, and it losing, I think it was only like 6%, something like that. So it was based off of yesterday's close to the previous close, right under 5%. Because if you really think about it, a 5% loss normally isn't anything crazy, right? But when you're talking about $1 trillion company, and it wasn't this valuable before. So now 5%, it's a lot of money. So that's the really cool thing about it, is that we are watching history present itself. One thing that I want to remind you is I have no intention of trading Nvidia. I like hosting these live streams. I like watching the market react based off of what is expected and what is reported. If a trade opportunity does present itself and I see that all my criteria is met with confirmation, direction, then sure, I would love to take a position if my criteria is met. But personally, I don't like trading stocks during earning reports that are going to be reporting earnings. We also have not just Nvidia, but we also have Rivian, we have Etsy, and we have Lucid reporting earnings after the market closes. So in the next 4 minutes, all of these companies are going to be reporting earnings. I mean, how many of you guys go to Dutch Bros, right? Especially if you're here in Arizona. Did you know that they're publicly traded? They're about to report earnings. That's the really cool thing about it. So let's go ahead and quickly talk about, before they actually report earnings, what's the market's expectation? And what does that mean? I'm going to make it super simple for you to understand. All I ask you to do is, if I taught you anything and I made it easy to understand, hit that like button, drop a thumbs up, right? We would greatly appreciate it. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. February 21st, 2024, which is today. Happy birthday to my cousin Michael, who just turned 35 today. Just kidding, he turned 29, but I like to throw him under the bus. Today, after the market closes, we have an EPS of $4.58 per share. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Its revenue is expected to be $20.37 billion. Look at this, year over year. From where we were last year to where we are right now, what the market's expectation is, from $6 billion to be expected now to $20 billion. This is just to show you how expectation for Nvidia has grown exponentially in such a short period of time. So normally, let me explain to you in a perfect world. Normally, when a company reports earnings and it beats earnings per share and revenue, you would think that it would just go up. That's part of it. That's obviously what we want to see. But when Nvidia is trading at the level that it is, because it's become very overbought, there's very, very high expectations. And not only do they expect to beat expectations, but they expect it to have really great guidance for future quarters. So this is the concerning part. This is why we're seeing a little bit more selling pressure for Nvidia. It's investors just playing it safe, locking in profits before Nvidia reports earnings that might not be as great as what is already factored in. There are many times that a company can report earnings, and it can beat earnings, meaning that it exceeds expectation, but it still sells off. It's a very weird thing to think about, but it's true. So a big part of its performance once this report comes out is based off of its guidance. How is it growing? And it can just be one little focus. Like Nvidia can be overall earnings per share. It can be overall revenue. But if there's a slight number that comes in below average, an example I want to give you is Google previously reported earnings. It exceeded every expectation except in one area, and that is in Google like ad revenue, something like that, or cloud revenue. And because of that, Google ended up selling off. Investors didn't like that. Out of everything, it still exceeded expectation, yet it dropped over one specific area of this entire company. And that's just how delicate earnings can be when things are very overbought. Not only do we expect it to beat expectation, but we expect it to exceed. And again, in the next 5 seconds, market's about to close and we should be able to see. So again, I hope that it earned a thumbs up. I hope that you guys learned something new. Subscribe and let's watch Nvidia report earnings. So yesterday, it had its single biggest loss in market cap history. It's closing at $1.67 trillion. Let's see if it beats yesterday or if it exceeds expectation. So you guys let me know in the live chat. Are we going to beat expectation or are we going to come below expectation? Is Nvidia going to sell off or is Nvidia going to skyrocket? Let me know in that live chat. Again, you do have to be subscribed to the YouTube channel to partake in that live chat. So just a little heads up. All right. Give it some time. Okay. Looks like a handful of people are saying sell off, skyrocket. Looks like it's pretty mixed. Looks like it's the market, right? Panda Express, no, it's Raising Cane's. Put up a vote. Nice. I'll do that. Let's put up a vote. All right, there you go. You should be able to see the little poll that we just ran in the live chat. Is it going to drop or skyrocket? Let's see who takes it. Skyrocket is winning. Drop. There it goes. And what do we have in store for tomorrow? Thursday, before the market opens, we have Moderna, Nikola. Let's see if any of these other companies have reported earnings. So Rivian was going to report. Let me go ahead and quickly peek. Nope, nothing there. So I made a good amount during Tesla and Meta earnings, but Nvidia is one that's too weird for me. I didn't bet on it. Playing it safe should never be like something that you overcomplicate. One thing that I love to remind our beginner traders is that you have nothing but time, right? You might have not made the money if this thing skyrockets, but you also didn't lose any if it would have sold off. And it's about the if, right? It's about building healthy habits. You can always get lucky, but can you build healthy habits? Is it a healthy habit to hope to get lucky? Probably not, right? Wow, it's 50-50. Yeah, that poll doesn't really do us any good. It's a 51% drop expectation and a 49% rise. That's hilarious. Protect your capital if you are unsure where the momentum is going. Very well said, Randy. I completely agree. I wish more of our beginners focused on managing the red days instead of avoiding them. That's people like to ask, and they always look for glorified examples or responses of like, Ricky, what's one thing that you wish you were taught when you were younger? I wish I was taught how to manage losses, how to manage red days better. That having a loss doesn't make you a failure. That it's simply a way to, revisit what you did and to come back again stronger and more calculated. right? I think it was Steve Jobs that said, fail fast, fail forward, fail often. So again, we're still waiting. Sometimes they do report about 5 minutes after. Again, there's very high expectation for Nvidia. Looks like it's getting ready to pop. Here it goes, up 0.45. We gonna rise? Ooh, up about 0.5%. This isn't it. Look at that movement. We're up about almost 1% on the day. Whoa. Look at that. Is it 20 minutes after the bell? Let me double check. It's already looking over bop. You ready for a pullback? I'm buying at 600 today. Oh, we got, what is it? Velen saying that we're going to be dropping to 600. That'd be an insane drop. That'd be over a 10% drop. I don't know. People are very confident that Nvidia is going to hold strong, maybe even skyrocket. Down to $600 a share, that would be nearly a 12% drop. Guidance will be everything. I agree. I've said it many, many times. I think earning reports are obviously very important. And let me just explain why. But I think guidance is most important. So for those that are a little bit newer to the market, when a company is reporting earnings, and some of you guys might be like, Ricky, why are you explaining this? This is like, common knowledge. You'd be surprised. It really isn't. When a company reports earnings, it's reporting based off of the previous quarter. So the earning report that's coming out today, that's being established and reported on today, is for the last quarter of 2023. So it's great to understand how a company did based off of its previous quarter. But I think it's more valuable for investors and for future investors on how and what it plans to continue to do. Because think about this. Whatever it reports should maybe excite new investors and current investors. But based off of where the guidance is, and this is explained during the guidance call. There's the report, and then it's a whole separate thing that happens normally like an hour or two after, is the guidance call. And this is where their executives jump on the phone and talk about their quarter, talk about some areas of opportunity, where they did very well, maybe some focus points, and what their guidance or expectations are for future quarters, for what's to come in 2024. This is where you hear sometimes of like, hey, we might expect a slowdown for Apple. Or like if Nvidia is like, hey, demand is slowing down for AI. We're preparing for that. This is where current and new investors can maybe be like, oh, wow, Nvidia is expecting to slow down. What do you think a current investor is going to want to do if Nvidia price is up here and they just announced that? Probably maybe lock in profits in preparation for a pullback, because if their guidance is low, then again, the price will most likely adjust accordingly. So that's just to give you an example. Or if their guidance is extremely bullish, right? If like, oh wow, demand has completely exceeded our expectation. We are struggling to keep up. We're creating new factories. We just created new chips to assist more with all this AI advancement, because that's really where a lot of the demand has been coming from for Nvidia. It's all these like AI chips. They are literally like a juggernaut when it comes down to this. Like they are the world leader in this. A lot of them, I mean, do I think that Nvidia stock is overvalued? Kinda. Do I think that there's some ground based off of this value? Yes. But do I think that there's some hype as well because of the hype of AI? Yeah, right? It all kind of goes hand in hand, where it is a very exciting company right now. It's thriving. It's the world leader in something we like are barely scratching the surface on. But sometimes when we barely know enough about something and a company is leading and there's a lot of excitement, there's obviously a lot of money being poured into it, but then also it can cause overreactions. And this might be what we are seeing. So why don't you trade after hours? I do. I often do. If you're part of my LPP team, you would know that. I often post updates of some of the trades that I'm choosing to take after market hours. I don't know if you were asking why don't I or how do I? I don't know what your question is, because I've even taken trades live during earning reports on YouTube. Look at this. Rivian back down to 14 bucks a share. Rivian just reported earnings. Check that out. The other one that reported today, LCID, Lucid, is not looking good. Is this thing going to get delisted from the NASDAQ market? I'm surprised it hasn't already. But check this out. It's at a resistance. We'll see if we begin to pull on back. All right. We are waiting to see. Lucid stinks. An 11% drop. Look at that. Holy smokes. Talk about, and again, this is a company that just reported earnings. Its market cap was previously 14.74 billion, and it just lost about 12 to 13% of that. Wild. Isn't it crazy? This excites me. If like we are literally seeing like hundreds of millions of dollars based off of face value for the price just disappear. Like, people are literally losing. Think about this. If they would have had, there's a lot of people with $1 million probably invested in Rivian, and they just lost 12% of that, $100,000 gone. Or if they had a $10,000 position, $1,000 gone. So people are shorting this, making money as it sells off. A lot of you guys know that I love shorting. Wow. Nvidia earnings have not been posted yet. Nope. All right. We got Lucid dropping as well. Look at that. Lucid already down 3.78%. Can we go down to 250? 13% in the red. Rivian. Yikes. Watch for a dead cat bounce. That's just when it sells off enough that it will try to recover quickly. Again, if you suck at locking in profits, if you suck at managing risk, earning reports are not something you want to trade. You got to learn how to walk before you run. That's not to be an insult. It's just to be aware of where you stand with experience. Nothing wrong with holding back and just watching. All right. We have 7 minutes left. Do we have 7 minutes left for Nvidia to report earnings, right? And we have according to the poll that we have in that chat, in the live chat, We have a 54% rating that Nvidia is going to skyrocket, according to you guys. So we'll see. Rivian is trash, that's why. I'm a big believer in competition. I think competition is great for everyone. But I do agree, I think it was one of the guys, what's his name? I saw your comment. Was it Jason Parker? I agree with you that a lot of big manufacturers, especially US-based manufacturers, going electric probably isn't helping Rivian and Lucid. I mean, Tesla's already very well established, and even Tesla has its rough times, kind of like what it's going through right now. And that's just unfortunate for Lucid and Rivian. But I think at the end of it, like, I've seen Lucid vehicles, I've seen Rivian vehicles. I think they're beautiful. I think they're great vehicles. I always want to encourage competition. I think competition instills creativity. I think that's all we ever want to see, because if we want better prices as consumers, there needs to be competition for the producers, the manufacturers, right? So anticipation is killing me right now. It's all right, Nick. It's okay. If the anticipation is killing you, that's telling me that your position size and whatever it is that you are in is probably a little bit too high. I appreciate you sharing, Nick. Oh, okay, your cash. I appreciate your update on LCID for sharing their earnings. Alrighty. So again, still no reporting. We have 4 minutes left. And again, if it's not too much to ask, I know you guys get asked by every person on YouTube. If you plan to learn more about the stock market and you want to be kept up to date, again, I upload new videos literally every day, just on market news, on market updates, what stocks are pushing, what stocks are dropping. I try to make videos based off of comment suggestions. So I would really appreciate it if it's not too much to ask to drop a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'd love to be of value for you any way that I can. And yeah, feel free to shoot me a message via Instagram, and that's the third link in the description down below, especially if you just want to be kept up to date more on a personal level. But just a heads up, if you follow me on Instagram, you're probably going to get hit up by a fake account pretending to be me. So I have one Instagram account. I'm verified. I promise you this, I will never message you first. So if you receive a weird message of someone pretending to be me or pretending to be part of my team, no one that's part of my team will ever message you. Never, never, never. We don't trade for other people. We don't manage anything for anyone else. The only thing that I offer is I offer my live trading sessions. That's it. So if you want to sign up for my live trading sessions, it's the second link in the description down below if you want our biggest discount, which is 50% off. But other than that, I offer nothing else. So I make it very simple. And yeah, so everything is linked in the description. So again, Nvidia reporting earnings in the next 3 minutes. We have 2.5 minutes left. You guys ready? All right, put in your final votes in the poll. I'm going to close out the poll in the next 1 minute. So final votes in the poll. I appreciate that. Shadow, thank you. Proper investment, appreciate that, man. So I would appreciate a technical analysis on, okay, well, we're about to see Nvidia report earnings. So follow up with me shortly after, right before I close out the live, okay? So in 1.5 minutes, Nvidia is going to be reporting earnings. So again, let's see what we have going on today. Don't bet against the money. Tony, what do you think? Bullish or bearish?
Okay, if you were going to...
Whoa. All right, here we go. I'm going to close out the poll. We have about 1 minute left. 60 seconds. All right, let's close out the poll. Let's see what the results are. End of poll. And here we go. Here are the results. All right, you guys ready? So again, I hope that earned your thumbs up. We got 30 seconds left. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Imagine I just close out the live stream like right before it reports. Do you guys dirty like that? No, just kidding. We got 28 seconds left. All right, let me know in the live chat. What do we think? Bullish, bearish? I wish you guys nothing but the best. May the odds be ever in your favor. All right, market expectation is relatively pretty high. We got 10 seconds left. Here we go. Let's do the countdown together. At 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see if history is going to be made today. Hello? Am I missing something? Wait. Here it goes. Up 1.5, 1.9%, 2%. It looks bullish. 2.5%. Wait. 2%. Oh, we're moving. Wait. Watch for the fake out. No freaking way. Oh my goodness. I was going to say, wow, that would have trapped a lot of people there. Wow. Wait. What's going on? Why is it turning? Holy smokes. Wait, guys, be careful. Be careful. It looks like it's getting faked out. We're seeing a lot of selling pressure. Holy smokes. Oh. Oh my goodness. Wild. Let's see. What are we doing? Wait. Watch for the fake outs. 22.1 billion exceeded both expectations for earnings per share and for revenue. 22.1 versus 20.55, 5.16. Something has to be off based off of its guidance. Something has to be off. So I'm going to share this with you guys. You guys see it, right? So February 1st, $5.16 versus expectation of $4.61. 22.1 versus expectation of 20.5. Should we buy into the dip? What do you guys think? Buy into the dip? Or is the dip going to keep dipping? Be careful. This thing looks tricky. It looks like it's moving way too much. This is where, again, if you're a short seller, you need to know when to take profits. No time to be greedy, especially with something that's been trading like Nvidia. I almost wanted to buy into that dip. The margin isn't that great. Unless it completely skyrockets, then obviously that's not to be expected. It's actually a 7% move. That's a lot better than what I thought. Again, it sure seems like a dip by according to the sheet. It's not so much about that because remember, these are face values. We need to look into the actual report based off of what is actually being said. And remember, it also still has its guidance call. So this fake out Doesn't necessarily need to be a fake out, but man, those people that got trapped at 694. Sorry about that. That's why you have to play it safe sometimes. There's nothing wrong with just watching. What a beauty. It's kind of struggling. There it goes, break even. Let's see if it gaps up. I kind of want to short it. I got the itch. Just kidding. Just kidding. What do you guys think? Testing that same resistance. Dude, it's kind of struggling. This is not the type of earnings that I thought we would have seen. I mean, this is a huge... Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Beautiful. Look at that. Nice recovery. Remember, this is where it might be to play it safe while you're ahead. At the end of the day, you do whatever it is that you think to be best for your future self. I'm going to keep it light with my short position, just 10 shares. Entering 10 shares short on Nvidia. Okay? Just having fun with it. 10 shares is about $6,000, almost $7,000, right? You just add a little zero to the end, so around 6,700, 6,800, something like that. There we go. If we drop about 5% margin. Wow. I do an arm short. I like how overbought it became. We have ARM on this side as well. ARM's moving very similar to Nvidia. About a 5% drop there. Let's see if we get rejected. Are we waiting for guidance? 5.5% move. Let's wait for the break below the EMA here. 800 tomorrow, says someone in the chat. Oh, that's wild. So there's a conspiracy theory that the market makers want it to be within range, so all the people that bought options are dead due to, I don't know about that. But I think we just need to give it a little bit more time for it to have a more clear sense of direction. It just needs time. I think that there's a lot of things being factored in. This is a big company. This is a big company, but it's also a new company. So it takes time to understand what exactly is being said, right? Do we think it's overvalued? Do we not? 8,000 tomorrow. Okay. Keep it simple. They beat earnings, so market's going up. Again, it was always that simple. Every tech company would have gapped up, but that was not the case. But we are pushing up right now. All right, we're up 3% on the day. She's a ripper. This still isn't what I expected. This is kind of like, I thought we were going to see a pretty dramatic move. it lost a lot in just 2 days. I thought we were going to see more of, hey, maybe going back to previous highs, exceeding previous highs. We still have time. It still has its guidance call, so maybe it can get another leg up. Here it goes, 703 back in the 700s. That's pretty healthy. Big push. Still pushing 5% on the day, 5.3%. Did you close your short position? No. I have 10 shares short. Let's see. 715. Big gap up, 6% on the day, 6.25. Here we go. Big push, 6.5%, 6.7%. Still moving. We're going to hit 7. There it goes, 7%, 720. That's the move. There it goes. The hype is following. All right, here we go. Now we've become overbought. Include during extended hours. Very simple setup here. So I'm going to leave my short there. See if we get filled. There we go. So again, still keeping my position very light. So just in perspective of things, I trade with $500,000. My current position size is 10 shares, which is about $7,000 for this position per 10 shares. So keeping it light, keeping it tight, having fun with it. All in. Oh, heck no. I would not go all in. It's too bullish. I have to give credit where it's due. I appreciate and respect Nvidia, but I like catching reversals. I'm going to hold off on this one. I'm going to move this one up a little bit more. Sweet. Warren Buffett, risk it all. I don't think that's what he said. I think one of my favorite things about trading earnings after they are actually reported is you could have a lot of fun with it. And this is one thing that I share with my LPP team almost every day. And that's if an opportunity that's presenting itself comes at a greater form of risk, you don't have to be afraid of it. You just manage how much size you give it, right? So if it's a super risky trade, but you see potential in it, right? And you have $1,000, you can go in with $50. You don't have to, but it's a way to think that you don't always have to go in with every penny in your account. Watch for new highs here. Here it goes, another 10 shares added. Let's see if we get rejected. I like that LG. We still have the guidance call to go through, but wanted to make sure that, again, for those that are tuning on in a little bit late, that you guys, again, have access to it. I first want to remind you, you guys all have access to this stuff for free. You guys can, at any time, Google search whatever stock it is that you are looking for and when they report earnings, or you can go and put in the ticker symbol and click investing.com. So today, we came in at a $5.16 earnings per share with its forecast of $4.61. And then its revenue at $22.1 billion versus the expectation of $20.55. So completely beat expectation for earnings per share and for revenue. I'm going to give it, I think they still have like an hour left or 30 minutes until their guidance call. For those that follow me, or that have been keeping up to date with me, I have one of my little training sessions, meaning that I have to go run for about an hour. But once I come on back and once I understand what was said in that earnings call, if it's okay with you guys and you guys want me to, I definitely don't have to, but I can make another video later here on YouTube summarizing and highlighting key points of what was said during that earnings call. I want to remind you right now, this is the first part of the report. Then there's the second part, which is the earnings call. In my opinion, the earnings call is often more important. I've seen it before where a stock is up and in the green, but if something is said that doesn't align with investors and is not already factored in, we can see a quick shift of direction, or it can even further push Nvidia to new highs. So just understand that there's a second part. So now that you're aware of that, you can choose to hold your position or you can choose to lock in profits, all depending on how you want to manage and mitigate risk. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I really do appreciate you guys just even taking time and watching this live stream. Like I showed you, I have an open short position right now on Nvidia. I only have 30 shares, just so you guys could see. I took them all during this live. I like having fun with it. It's a very small position in comparison to what I trade with, and I'm excited to follow up. If it ends up making you highs, I'll cut losses on it. I'll probably lose $500-600, which is something that I can manage. And if it goes my way, I'll probably make about the same. It's just a fun trade. I can always add more to it if direction ends up being on my side. I can really step on the gas and maybe go in with 1,000 shares if I see it to be fit, which I don't really see myself going in with a little bit over $500,000 after market hours. It just seems too risky. But also, Rivian reported earnings, sold off 16%. And then we had Lucid report earnings, and it's currently down 5% after market hours. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this session. Again, I do trade live every morning. I do not sell call outs. I do not tell beginners where to buy or where to sell, but I trade live, kind of like what you saw today, but I do it every morning at market open. I do it privately for my LPP team right at market open for about 30 minutes to an hour. So if you like what you saw today, I believe that you will then like what we offer every morning for our LPP team. You don't have to join, you don't have to sign up, but if you want my time, if you want access to these lives, then that is literally the only service that I offer. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. It's 50% off right now, and it's the second link in the description down below if you see value in it and if you want to tune on in. I hope to see you there, and if not, like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.